I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And today we're going to be talking about we had great chemistry.
Ooh. So before we begin, I did want to mention that all of us now are available for coaching. If you go to the website at the top, you will see all of our names. So just click on whoever you would like to have a private one-on-one session with and get set up from there.
We'll be happy to help you. It's quick and easy, and we make it nice and simple for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So what do we got, Margaret? Chemistry.
Chemistry.
We hear this every day.
Yes.
Every day.
Okay, and the reason I did this was a large number of the people I talk with about breakups share that when their partner broke up with them, they said, I really like you, I care about you, but there was no chemistry in the relationship. Mm-hmm. And because I'm a nosy social worker, I always want to know more. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so often they tell us about how the chemistry was amazing in the beginning of the relationship. Yeah. And so they're trying to figure out, well, I don't understand. It was so great.
What happened, yeah.
Now what? Why? How did we get here?
But in this context, chemistry appears to mean excitement and sexual attraction. Okay? And there's nothing more exciting. We all grant you that. All right. But in addition to chemistry, there's compatibility. And the point here is they are not exactly the same thing. All right? But when you're in love, when you're in that early stage, they can look like one comes with the other. All right? Compatibility is the natural alignment of lifestyle choices. Okay? A youth minister and a drug dealer probably won't date for very long. So, if you're compatible with someone, you have probably some similar tastes, maybe in food, or culturally you have some similar tastes, or religiously, or whatever. And apparently you can fall into a routine of living together fairly quickly, all right? However, when the chemistry falls off, which as Craig points out will happen often at 3 months and then again at 6 months is a common time, then you can quickly find out that chemistry and compatibility are not exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Perhaps your partner wants to have 14 dogs and 30 cats, never cleans the house, belongs to a small cult. All those things may not help you mesh with each other, even though you did have the chemistry.
She wanted a small cult, I wanted a big cult.
That's right, yeah. And we just couldn't agree on which cult to go with.
Why not both?
Why not both? Right.
I'm also thinking about how this fits with the online dating culture.
Absolutely. Say more.
Mm-hmm. I just imagine that people who would meet in a more natural setting might share whatever interest it is in the setting that you met. Yep. But online, it could be a little bit more difficult to see what that compatibility is. That's why it's very important to read the bios.
Yes, very, very important. Read the bios. Mm-hmm. And, we both like to go to the gym and eat vegetables. Well, that's lovely, but that's not quite going to carry you through a lifetime. Okay? Right. So, anyway, compatibility is a natural alignment of lifestyle choices. Okay. Areas of compatibility. Life priorities. Where does each of you want to be in 5 years? Perhaps one of you wants to settle down and have a child. Perhaps the other would like a carefree lifestyle on a tropical island while working part-time as a beachcomber. Okay, so even though you might have chemistry with each other, you might have difficulty getting together on the practicalities. Okay?
And I could also see how couples during the chemistry period might compromise or maybe even falsely advertise their values or interests.
Absolutely.
In order to keep that person and connect with them.
Yep.
And I could see that's where the 3-month mark and the 6-month mark, they can only keep it up for so long.
No, I don't want to learn taxidermy. All right. Life priorities. Okay, where do you want to be? Preferences. Is one of you a clean freak? Is one of you perhaps one of the people who feels like a spotlessly clean house looks too antiseptic and they want some warm, friendly clutter around? Okay? And those are legitimate things that if you live with somebody can become big issues. All right? What's the ideal combination? High chemistry and high compatibility, of course. Okay? But what's the biggest snafu we see that can get us in the most trouble? And that's high chemistry and low compatibility. Okay, in fact, I just read a story on something or other yesterday where the woman was saying they met, it was magic, they thought they had all the chemistry and all the compatibility, and after like 6 months they were planning a wedding, and then all of a sudden it fell apart and they were fighting 24/7.
Wow.
Yeah. They had the chemistry, but the compatibility wasn't there. Right?
We see this a lot, and so it could be really confusing when you're seeing something like this because it's not adding up. You're like, but all these things look so good. So that's one of the things we could talk to you about in a coaching, because we do see this issue come up a lot.
And it's amazing when, it's been so perfect for that first 3 months, you can't imagine or believe what's happening around you when it starts to fall apart.
I had a woman recently that essentially was talking to this guy online, and he's talking, he was kind of love bombing her in the beginning, saying, oh, now he had been married 3 times, I just got back my ring from my third wife or whatever, but I know you would want a different ring, I'd have to buy you a different ring. Mind you, they had met like 30 years ago, and they hadn't seen each other in all this time. They had reconnected on social media. And he's like talking about rings, and then sending pictures of a couple married on the beach, and he's like, do you think you could be with me forever? Literally, they hadn't seen each other in a long time, and then she goes there, and he's like, I have to have you right now. They're intimate, and then like afterwards it's like he committed a crime and like,
oh my God,
it was like cruel to her. He didn't like talk to her. They didn't like, she was there for a holiday. He didn't celebrate the holiday with her.
Oh my God.
It was like, she was like, what happened?
Yeah.
This guy was telling me he wanted to marry me, and then we meet, and she was like nervous and reserved.
He hadn't seen you for 30 years, so.
Wow.
But people, that's an extreme situation, obviously, but things like that do happen.
And here's a little quiz. Why do we worry about love bombing? Who love bombs better than anyone else? Why don't you say the answer out loud?
A narcissist.
A narcissist. If anybody love bombs you, immediately get your guard up.
Yeah.
Okay? In fact, don't put your guard down very easily at all. That's a sad story.
Yeah. And she was so confused.
She went there in good faith. Yeah.
And then, he was pretty cold with her. But he did give her a little bit of mixed messages on top of that. Like, she's like, do you still want to talk? And he's like, yeah, I still want to talk. But then he's not messaging her.
Yeah. And that goes to show that chemistry can be faked to an extent, but compatibility is much harder to fake.
Very good point. Didn't think of it that way. That's great.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking that during the initial stages, you don't really know who that person is quite yet.
Yeah.
So once time passes, then you start to see who that person is, but also where they come from. Maybe how their family does the dishes, maybe how their family keeps the home, maybe their views on religion and the way they celebrate the holidays. So there's many different little details and intricacies that come up over time that can kind of show you what that compatibility will really be like.
Yeah.
And, remember, I think that certainly in this culture, we think that chemistry comes first. I was really attracted to so-and-so. But it doesn't have to. There are people who know each other over time when love and attraction can grow. Okay? But anything in the popular press is going to talk about chemistry immediately.
It's so superficial.
Oh, yeah. It's not all there is. And when I saw this article, I thought, this looks like something very well worth thinking about. Chemistry and compatibility. We're compatible, but you're really boring. We do the dishes on time, but so what?
Right.
Yeah.
So you might find yourself in a situation where there was a really strong chemistry and the compatibility wasn't lining up, and it could be obviously it can be really confusing. So that's something we could talk about with you guys in a call to evaluate further and, see what to do in that situation. You can always get our help personally on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Margaret, of course, is available for Skype coaching.
Yes, if you think I can be helpful, please sign up.
And Coach Victoria is now coaching.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you.
Just click on Margaret or Victoria on the top of the website to get with them. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.
To get my help personally, go to askcraig.net and click on Schedule Coaching and choose the option that works best for you. I do email coaching or Skype. To schedule a coaching with Margaret, click on Margaret on the top of the page and order a Skype with her. For the Knowledge Creative Healing course, click on the link at the top of the page and click Get Started Now.